Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. Just got that second 5G upgrade and I'm still syncing to the network, so I feel bad. It's like every part of my body is individually hungover right now. Worth it. You should get it too. That way we can have live shows back. But in the meantime, I've got this interesting video prompt from Reverb. We take them for granted now, but have you ever wondered how the guitar effects we use every day to make our playing more expressive came to be? I hadn't, but then Reverb decided to go ahead and just make a whole ass movie on the history of pedals, and it's actually really interesting. And I say that even as a non-pedal guy. So in celebration of this launch, they've asked me to choose an effect and give some hot takes on the 5 most iconic moments of that effect. Hot take? So basically, it sounds like Reverb wants to pay me to fight with people in the comments. I mean, I do that for free on the daily, so I guess I'm down. Here's my opinion. Let's fight about it. So what is the best effect of all time? That's right, you are absolutely correct. It's wah. So glad we're on the same page. Let's go through 5 iconic reasons as to why. In no particular order, let's start off with the intro of the sexiest song of all time, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. In this context, wah transcends just being a musical effect and literally becomes an aphrodisiac. You don't even need to hear the rest of the song. Just those first 3 wah notes. You already know what's up. Just 3 notes with the wah effect. If that's not iconic, sexy status, I don't know what is. Number 2, cheesy 70s cop shows. If a crime needs solving and you're a loose cannon that doesn't play by the rules, step 1, bust out the wah. Maybe add some cowbell for good measure. That case is as good as solved already. Especially if there's a high-speed pursuit. Bring out the wah. It's done. It's all over. This one isn't so much an iconic moment as it is an iconic vibe, so I'm still gonna count it. Number 3, do I really need to expand on this point? Yes, I'm a YouTuber, I need the watch time. Kirk Hammett, what a legend. Master of Puppets, more like Master of Wah. Like, okay, I know Kirk Hammett gets memed on all the time. I do it a lot. But just like a ton of other guitar players, Metallica is a huge inspiration for me. Like, they're my favorite band of all time. They're the band that got me into guitar. And like, before I got into Metallica, I'd heard the wah sound before, but I still didn't really know what it was until Kirk Hammett, because he uses it everywhere. It's like part of his signature sound. So like, there's a ton of his solos that I could point to. I think Enter Sandman is probably the one that most people know. So again, this isn't really an iconic moment as such, but I think especially for us metal players, Kirk himself being a wah icon, like just getting into guitar, trying to learn his solos, trying to learn his sound, that convinced a ton of us that wah was something we needed as a staple on our pedal boards. In fairness, I think you could point to Zakk Wylde for kind of the same reasons, but he doesn't get memed on nearly as much as Kirk, so Kirk's the one that made the list. Number 4, Voodoo Child. Honestly, there are more than a few Hendrix moments you could choose from. I mean, it is freaking Hendrix, but Voodoo Child, to me, stands out as like pinnacle tier when it comes to iconic moments in wah mastery. Like at the beginning of the song where he's not even playing notes, where he's just muting the strings with the wah before busting into that legendary riff. It's one of the earliest, but I think also one of the best examples of wah used perfectly. Like, that riff is obviously great. It's not the flashiest, it's not the most technical. But with wah, there's just that extra layer of expression. Like, okay, I know I'm not Hendrix and he played it much better. I was really just trying to illustrate the difference that wah makes, like how much cooler it makes the riff sound. Like some notes are muted, some notes are emphasized. It's musical, and it's also kind of conversational. So it's not just a cool melody or a cool progression of notes. It's like he's actually saying something through music by using wah. So yeah, that is an iconic wah moment for sure. And last, but certainly not least, you've got the classic bow chicka bow wow. Remember that? In like middle school, kids would be doing that all the time if anyone said anything even remotely sexual. And the crazy thing is, most people saying that didn't even know what originally even made that sound. People were imitating the wah effect without really knowing where it came from, how it was created, but they still recognized the sound, and it became part of popular culture because of the implied meaning, and it was used ad nauseum. When that happens, that's how you know wah's cultural significance compared to other effects is next level. So you've got Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye, you've got cheesy 70s cop shows, you've got Kirk Hammett, you've got Voodoo Child, and you've got bow chicka bow wow. I mean, I don't think anyone can argue that wah is just hands down the sexiest effect of all time. Or maybe you can. Fight me in the comments. And on a personal note, I've said it before, I really don't care too much for pedals, but I will always have a wah on my pedal board because it is one of the best ways to turn a simple note progression that gets the point across to an interesting and captivating lead line. If you use it correctly, it can be almost a cheat code to emphasize and embellish the musical point you're trying to make. Does that make sense, or does that just sound pretentious as fuck? Either way, I think for that reason, a wah is a must for any pedal board. There are so many examples of riffs that just wouldn't sound the same without wah. Man in a Box by Alice in Chains, Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine, Even Flow by Pearl Jam, and not just guitar, but bass too. The intro of For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica take the wah out of these riffs, and you don't just lose the effect, but also the associated feel, the associated emphasis. You lose the associated magic. And it just shows the wah has such a huge impact on the vibe of a song compared to like an EQ pedal or something lame like that. Oh, how did I forget about I Disappear? That song's intro is all about wah. Slash has some great wah solos too. Literally so many great guitar parts made even more spectacular through wah. But anyways, the Pedal Movie, it's actually a great watch, even for the non-pedal folk. It covers the history and happy accidents that birthed the effects we use every day, including the sexy ass wah. Go watch it, link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell on that way you don't miss any new uploads. I was kind of joking about fighting in the comments, but also kind of not. I do enjoy reading your opinions. Social media, merch, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.